Just wanted to ask about Stuart Skinner. Obviously, there was a bit of concern of whether he'd get here or not, but he's here and looks like he's ready to start. Just your thoughts on, giving him this start and what you expect.
Well, he's played well down there. He's got to come up. He knows Schmidt's going to be out for at least a week or so we'll get a chance to play up here again. And, he played well before he left. He went down, played well down there, so we're very comfortable putting him in the net.
What's your experience with goalies who have roughly his level of experience, the right way to bring him along, and the signs you see in him that maybe he could take some more here?
Well, the bring him along thing it's been longer than you think. You think this year he finally looks like an NHL goaltender, but the development for him has started like 2 and 3 years ago. I was mentioning to Speck last night. Dustin Schwartz has done a great job with him. Skinner spent the time here in the last 2 summers, really worked on his game, worked on his fitness, worked on his skating, things that you don't think goaltenders normally work on. He's put a lot of time and effort into that and really willed himself to an NHL level. And now he just needs the opportunity. And through injury this year, he got some opportunity and played well, so the opportunity grows. So the development just doesn't happen. Last week went down and played well, so he's up again. The development's part of the process he has to go through to give him he has the confidence. He knows he jumps in there and play. Like when his first game here against Ottawa last year was or was it 2 years ago, whatever it was. I think he still wondered if he could play in the league. Now he jumps into practice. He looks like an NHL player. So all those things put into place gives him confidence that he can jump in there and do the job, and gives teammates and coaches confidence he can get in there and do the job.
So you said the other day that you want to see your team take care of its goals against here and bring it down. Is it a chicken or egg thing with save percentage? Can you accomplish that goal? You haven't had a great save percentage here. Can you accomplish that goal if without the save percentage getting a lot better, or are they the same thing?
You try to work on all of them together. If you play well in front of the goalie, hopefully this goaltender's save percentage goes up. You take less penalties, hopefully the goaltender's save percentage goes up. So it's all the above. You got to play well in front of your goaltender, but that being said, your goaltenders have to do the job also. So it's all the above. Goals against is a team stat. It's not a goaltender stat.
And is this a bit of a different opportunity for Skinner? You said like a year ago, whatever it was, he came up and it was his first game and he was nervous, and then he came back and he sort of looked better. Yeah. Now he's walking in. There's one of your goalies is out for a couple of weeks here. He gets the ball tomorrow night. Is this opportunity different for him than previous ones?
Well, they're earned opportunities. Probably his first opportunity he got. I remember that game we'd played Koski 10 in a row and said we got to give Koski a rest. So I wouldn't say that was an earned opportunity by Skinner. Now Skinner's come back and he's earned the opportunity. So different in that way, sure it is. He's more mature. I think he's more NHL ready. So he's earned that opportunity.
Dave, so with Skinner coming up straight from the minors and starting tomorrow, and obviously, after the week after the New York game, you said something about Koskinen. He kind of had a reply there to a Finnish reporter. How is Mikko doing? How is your relationship with him?
Well, Skinner played last weekend, so it's been a while since Koski's played. So we talk about it, and we'd like to get 2 guys up and going. My relationship with Koski is very good. We've talked about things. It's water under the bridge. It's ready to go. But we need to get 2 guys up and going. And Skinner played last weekend, played 3 games last weekend, played very well in all 3 of them. So we'll give him an opportunity tomorrow to continue to play well.
Okay. And do you expect to have 18 skaters available tomorrow?
Still a question mark. We've got a couple guys that we thought were going to test out of protocol, but as of right now, like Cuckoo, we thought we'd have yesterday, and he's still not out today. We got Benson and Fogel testing today. That hopefully one of those guys tests out. But we need one of those players to test out to give us an opportunity to have a full lineup tomorrow.
Dave, one area where your team collectively has struggled, if looking at stats and goal results, is in front of the net. How much of that is just you know, there's a combination of knowing when to box out and all that stuff, but how much it just comes down to a willingness at times to win those battles in that important area in front of the net, and do you have to be better?
Two things there. There's a willingness to battle, say three things. It's boxing out to not let a guy get there. It's doing the job if they do get there and give less rebounds. All three of those would help that situation.
Okay. And your line combination, you've got obviously the COVID issue. Nugent Hopkins is out. It looked like McLeod with Puljujarvi and Hyman and Cassian, Draisaitl, and McDavid as your lines, and then Yamamoto. Obviously, if Fogle and Benson come in, maybe that changes. But Draisaitl and McDavid, by their standards, have slowed down a bit. And historically, for whatever reason, the month of December, I don't know if you guys have dug into it, is there anything to that, and are you expecting those guys to have their usual January?
I think they'll start going back the other way. I agree with you. December, for whatever reason, there's a drag on the team. It was 2 years ago, and this year has been the same. So I expect them to start going the other way.
And is putting them together historically one of the best ways you find to get
Right now, it's more, we're looking more about how the COVID and our lineup affects things and how we can try to maximize our lineup for tomorrow's game. And that's what it's about right now. I wouldn't look too much farther than that.
Dave, you haven't played in a long time. What effect or what impact did this break have on your team, even just mentally? Is it the reset that you wanted? Were you able to address some of the things?
I think there's both. The reset, I think, is a good thing. You see guys are in good spirits. We start to get some players back from the COVID. I think there's some players happy they had the COVID and they're done with it. They don't have to test for a while. But then on the other side, you try to practice realistically. You try to practice hard enough to make sure there's no rest. So there's both sides of it. You're concerned about all of it. That being said, I think with guys getting through the COVID and come out of that, I think the spirits are good.
Physically, I mean, you expect things to be out of sync at the start against Ottawa? Will it take a little while for?
Hopefully, the guys have worked hard all week, so hopefully they can jump right back in. It's not as if you're starting like from scratch, like you would be in a training camp or something. Yeah. These guys are in pretty good shape all year long, and then even the guys that, the guys that have had COVID, they missed 5 days. There's very few symptoms. They're still getting a workout. It's probably a mental break for them, but then there's a physical part of it that you got to make sure is in place when they come back.
Just one for me. I'm just curious if there's any injury updates on Russell and Nugent Hopkins. I know Russell's been skating for a while. Could he play?
Yeah, Rusty's coming along. I think he's getting closer. Nuge is. We're hoping maybe he gets on the ice next week.
Would Russell be an option for you tomorrow?
I don't think so, but tomorrow yet, no.